Hello people, today I'm going to show you my favorite Omen tricks. Ones that I've found myself and ones that others made. And I hope you think they're useful. Like the video. On Bind, we have this nice trick that I found. Well, it's not really a trick, it's something anyone could do, but imagine if, for example, this part is smoked off or walled off by a sage. And you know there's someone here. Around Showers area, or maybe here. What you can do is you can TP on this side of the box. They can't peek you from this side. This side will be completely covered because you're TPing next to the wall here. You are exposed from here, so you have to make sure there's no one here if you do this trick. And if you actually TP here, you can peek here, so if it's smoked off here, without trouble. And now on B site, imagine you come in from long. And you're about to take B site. What you can do is you can put a smoke on this box here. If you put a smoke on this box here, it basically is a one-way. It stops here. So if you don't peek out over here, because over here you'll be seen by someone. If you peek like this, they can't see you, but you can see them. So it's basically a perfect one-way for you. Another beautiful trick on B site is that if you are in elbow, so imagine you walked in from here, you can actually go over here. And if you flash this side, you can flash off and basically blind the entire side of that bomb site. Because you already have this side if you've taken elbow. You can just flash this, and the rest of the people on the bomb site, they're gonna be flashed, and your team can just pick them off easily. Another one way on B here is if you want to go on elbow and smoke off this corner here, exactly this corner, it'll drop down a smoke, and if you peek like this, which is, you know, pretty exposed to the enemy, you can actually see their legs. And if you go over here, they can barely see yours. Or if you stand further back, for example here, you can actually also just... Okay, I messed it up. Well, but you get the point! And on A site, any of these boxes are pretty much perfect for putting one-ways.
Cover going out.
This one won't help because of the distance between the people you're peeking. But if you put one over here in this corner, it'll be perfect because, well, they won't be able to see you from there. If they're standing behind this box, if they're playing here, peeking it like this won't happen. Icebox, I have a one-way. So if you look in this corner, put a smoke down there, exactly the corner. It'll block off heaven, and it will also sit here on the side. And if you put a smoke down on this side, perfectly blocked off. You don't see anyone from robes or heaven, and you can only focus on this. And if someone pushes here, they're guaranteed dead. Perfect one way. If you peek here on this side, if you put a smoke on top of here, you can actually see under here and get a free kill possibly. And another one way I found this time on B site, put smokes down here, and I missed the smoke. Ah! All right, next, this time I'll do it right. This time I'll do it right, I swear. Put a smoke down here, then put a smoke down here for the cross, and you have a little gap. And if you hold something like this, you might get fucked over from here. Or likely not, because you usually have someone over here. And if you don't use this. Very nice one way here. If you're gonna enter the bomb site, you always have someone that's sitting there. You can at least hold them off, maybe get a frag if they're being a dumbass. Because most people smoke this off normally, but if you put a one way down like this, it'll be better. And eventually you can like do this or something, and then just, you know. Now a one way for A site. If you put a thing here, there's usually someone on site itself. So if you're entering site, maybe you can actually peek this from here. They won't be able to see you, and you can just spray them down if they're here. If they're there and they're just not peeking, you can jump around here while flashing, maybe get the frag here. Now from attacker spawn, if you're saving, so the round is pretty much over. If you put a smoke on here, beautiful little thing you can put down. Maybe put a smoke down here. And then you're completely protected, and even if they try to push you, you have a nice angle on them. And they won't be able to see you. If you put a smoke down over here, and imagine you're gonna push in, you can TP on here without anyone noticing. And if they do notice, well, you're fucked. But if it works out, because you're in this far corner, if you TP, if you go over here, you'll actually, if I can show it off, have a pretty good angle onto someone who is over on the heaven here. You can just spray them down. The next thing I want to show off is something for attacker's side. Imagine if you're gonna peek middle, smoke off catwalk or garden or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and you peek on here. You can see onto the middle side area, and you can peek here if you want to. It's a very dangerous peek, and I'll be honest, I panic a fuck ton every time I'm on top of here. So I've never actually gotten a kill through this, but I know you can if you can stay calm, and you can jump onto here and attack them from here as well. So it's a very useful TP if you don't want to TP directly on here. You can have an early peek, tap someone's head from on top of there, and then jump over here instead of TPing. And from there you can jump back on here. It's a neat little parkour thing you can do on middle. The next thing is a very common flash, but I use it a lot, is to have yourself up against this wall, and when they're about to push, or when you know they're all in sight, you can flash this, have a teammate push in, or just do it to delay them. It's a very good flash, and it always works pretty much. On B site, if you jump on top of this box, or TP on top of this box, and jump like this, you can actually see into market. Very good thing for info, and maybe you can actually get a nice jumping shot from here. Not likely, but I mean, you can try. You're kind of exposed from here, but if you smoke this, you can still look into here. So really, it's good for info, but not really anything else. Imagine you have to retake the bomb site here. TP on top of this, and then you can watch this or this. If you jump back here, you can also have a cleaner angle with only seeing the right side of boathouse and seeing this side. But if you go here, you can hold the wall and kind of peek this, and you'll have a clear vision on boathouse left side. So it's good for a lot. So if you, for example, have a smoke down here, you flash over here, you can TP on top of here, maybe get a few frags on here. Watch out from this angle, maybe from here though, because if you have a flash that goes around here, it will not hit these people, and they'll be able to kill you. So always make sure this place is smoked off, otherwise you're pretty much dead. And make sure you don't die. Putting down a smoke over here will allow you to have a pretty interesting angle onto anyone pushing from here, especially with no operator. And if you are on top of this, it'll be hard for them to see you, but you can see them. On C long, you have this smoke over here. You can actually have a nice angle here. So once again, it'll be hard for them to see you. They'll still be able to, but it'll be harder for them to recognize that you are actually there. And that's the time you need to come on top, especially if in an operator duel where it's mostly reaction time based.